Kunjungan Perdana Menteri Lebanon, Nawaf Salam, ke Zawtar al-Gharbiyah justru memicu kekecewaan. Saat sang PM bebas masuk dengan pengawalan ketat, warga asli desa tersebut malah tertahan di luar dan dilarang pulang oleh tentara Israel. Warga marah karena pejabat tinggi itu sama sekali tidak berhenti untuk menyapa mereka. Agenda rahasia ini bahkan tidak diketahui oleh pemimpin lokal setempat. Usai menuai protes, PM Salam akhirnya menelepon kepala desa untuk meminta maaf, dengan dalih situasi keamanan mencegahnya berinteraksi langsung. Hingga kini, rentetan kunjungan pejabat tinggi nyatanya belum mengubah nasib warga. Mereka hanya bisa pasrah menunggu izin resmi untuk pulang, sambil menatap pilu rekaman hancurnya desa mereka yang beredar di media sosial.
The Israeli Defense Forces, and on Wednesday the Prime Minister Nawaf Salam, well, he made a surprise visit to the village. He entered the village, he raised the Lebanese flag, and he gave a speech which we can listen to now.
From the outset, we have always stated that our objective is the complete withdrawal of Israel from all our territory. What we are witnessing today is only the beginning. But we are determined and unwavering, and we will continue to mobilize all our political and diplomatic efforts to secure a total withdrawal from Lebanese territory. I would like to emphasize that the return to normal life in southern Lebanon is not merely a slogan, but a national objective to which the government is fully committed. The return of our people to their land is the most authentic expression of Lebanon's unity and sovereignty.
While Salam entered freely, a visit some suggest was coordinated with Israel, the villagers waited patiently outside, drones hovering overhead and Israeli soldiers ready and waiting. Many we spoke to were angered and frustrated that the Prime Minister failed to stop and speak to them.
I was here when Prime Minister Nawaf Salam came. The people felt sadness and despair. The Prime Minister is supposed to be among his people, comforting the families who have lost everything. We have no problem with him entering Zawtar, but the problem is that he entered while we, the villagers, couldn't return to our homes. He stood and planted the Lebanese flag, which we are proud of, the flag of our country, but the way he did it was unacceptable. He apologized to the people later, and his apologies accepted. We felt betrayed. We are the rightful owners of this land, and we are the ones who have sacrificed and given so much to it. We are the ones who should be entering the village and planting the Lebanese flag.
It's upsetting that he entered so secretly and left so quickly. We had hoped to meet him and welcome him. The difficult thing is that the Prime Minister, who is supposed to be a role model and a source of hope for the citizens, chose to enter and leave in this way. He should have stood with us, checked on our well-being and given us hope that the things would improve. I think it would have been better if he had postponed his visit until after the residents had returned.
Some considered the visit an insult to the villagers. Do you agree?
Yes, I somewhat agree because the Prime Minister was supposed to stand with his people and give them hope.
Even local leadership was in the dark. The mayor claims the state has never contacted him. He discovered his own village was a pilot zone by watching TV.
No one contacted us at all about this. There has been so much talk about Zawtar al-Gharbiyah being a pilot zone, yet we still haven't been able to enter it, and the talk of a complete Israeli withdrawal continues. If things stay as they are, it means Israel will remain there for a long time. Frankly, we weren't informed of the visit beforehand. Yesterday I saw a large convoy of the Lebanese army. I wondered to myself what was happening. Was there some kind of security incident? Then I saw people were upset, and they told me that the Prime Minister had been there and then left. I gave an interview to the media and mentioned this. The Prime Minister heard the interview and called me. He expressed his admiration for what I said. However, he then apologized to me as the mayor and to the residents, explaining that he hadn't informed us of the visit beforehand and that he couldn't stay in the village and communicate with the residents due to the security situation.
As the villagers wait, they see footage of the destruction of their homes circulating on social media.
We've been waiting for 3 days, hoping to enter the village soon and return to our homes, even though they're destroyed. We see pictures on social media showing that 80% of the village's houses are completely destroyed and the remaining 20% are uninhabitable. The trees are dead, the land has been bulldozed, everything is dead in this country. I want to return to my home and try to live in it despite its destruction.
Later on Thursday, Army Chief Rudolf Heikel entered the village to assess the situation. Yet for all the high-level visits, nothing changes for the locals. They are still waiting for official approval just to return to their own land.
Well, the pilot zones themselves have proved incredibly controversial. The three named in this first phase includes Tarifa, Froon and Zawtar al-Gharbiyah, where we are now. However, those areas, well, they all sit outside the yellow line, and none of them have been occupied by Israeli soldiers in the first place. Now, it would be a mistake to think that they're just random villages chosen on a map. What they do is they link Bint Jbeil district to Nabatea district, in particular to the Ali al-Taher hills, which is strategic hills that the Israelis have been fighting very hard to gain control of. They've been unable to do so far. However, the bombing in and around that area has continued. In fact, it's intensified over the past 2 days, especially in areas such as Kafar Tebnit, where there have been airstrikes and demolitions. And now all of this comes as the Lebanese President Joseph Aoun has concluded his visit to Washington, where he met the US President Donald Trump in the White House. Now, some have been very critical of that visit. They've said that this puts the Lebanese state well and truly in the hands of the American administration, an American administration that, let's not forget, has backed Israel to the hilt and in fact has supplied many of the bombs and the weapons that have caused the destruction across southern Lebanon. Now, Aoun said, well, he's pushing for this full and total withdrawal of Israeli troops from southern Lebanon. Whether that happens and what timescale it happens over, if indeed it does, remains to be seen. This is Steve Sweeney for RT, Zawtar al-Gharbiyah, Southern Lebanon.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download MetroTV Extend sekarang.